don't want to know the whole story.
We're ready. We waited for this time.
It's only just begun.
As the world is awakening.
This is the feeling I've been searching for my entire life.
I want to know what happened that night.
I need to show that I'm a lone, fierce she-wolf.
Let the cat out.
Winterfell is yours, Your Grace.
Here we stay at the Genesis.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. We got to freak out about this new Game of Thrones footage. HBO slipped out a Game of Thrones Season 8 teaser while the Golden Globes were happening. I wasn't expecting them to drop any kind of big trailer or anything like that this early in the year, but before they do stuff like that, they usually drop smaller teasers like this. So it's just a great scene of Jon and Daenerys arriving at Winterfell and giving you a sense for the tone of how the first episode is going to start out. We'll do a new round of the book giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment on the video. So big thing happening here. This is actually the opening scene from Season 8, Episode 1. They already revealed that a little while ago in a big Entertainment Weekly spread. They gave us an idea for what the character dynamics are going to be. This scene pretty much tells you everything you need to know about what the relationships are going to be like when they first meet up. Like you see Sansa with those cold eyes. She's already pretty tall. Like Sophie Turner in real life is taller than Kit Harington. And this is about how tall Emilia Clarke is next to Kit Harington. So Sansa is going to tower over Daenerys, literally and figuratively, just because she's so unhappy with the current state of affairs and the fact that Jon Snow is in a relationship with her, a sexual relationship, and that he bent the knee. I've already done a couple breakdowns of the big beats that they've already revealed, but for the most part, you chart the timeline, there's only 6 episodes. The first big battle with the Night King and the White Walkers at Winterfell is probably going to happen sometime around episode 3, so there's only so much bickering they can do, and if you think about how much that lasted during Season 7, like it was a little bit during episode 1, a little bit in episode 2, when everyone got really pissed at Jon for wanting to go leave to treat with Daenerys. Then Sansa chilled out once Jon gave her control of Winterfell, which is sort of his endorsement of her ability to lead, like here, it's in your hands. But because the North remembers, there's also those feelings being drudged up by the Northern Lords because of what happened during Robert's Rebellion and the Mad King. Now his daughter is on their doorstep. So there'll be a little fun with that in the first episode. So you can kind of see Sansa and a lot of the Lords of the North on one side of the table, then Jon, Daenerys, the Wildlings, anyone that's fought with Daenerys so far and saw what happened north of the Wall on the other side of the table. Like, we don't care about any of this politicking. We just need to defend the realm against this giant army that's headed south. But just look at that long pause and the look that Daenerys gives Sansa after she senses all the shade on her face looking down on her. Winterfell is yours, Your Grace. She pauses there for a beat and gives a bit of a fake smile. Like, there's so much tension going on in this moment. And you look at Jon's face, and you look at Brienne's face, and you look at Ser Jorah Mormont's face, and each one of them has a different expression. Jon Snow knows nothing, looks like he isn't thinking about any kind of problem between the two of them. Brienne and Jorah Mormont look like they're both kind of worried about what's going to happen, and Jorah Mormont has not been back since he was banished by Ned Stark, so this is a big reunion for him too. I'm sure he'll have some small moment with the little bear, but the whole thing with Jorah Mormont in the first season is that he was trying to curry favor so that he could come back to the realm. That's why he was working for Robert to inform on what was going on with Daenerys and her marriage to Khal Drogo. I don't think I've done a Jorah Mormont video in a while, but he's also one of the other really interesting characters that's not necessarily a main character and has so much stuff going on when he comes back to Winterfell that they have to address. That's why the episodes are going to be so much longer than normal episodes, so they can take the time to have all those moments. So like Jaime, for instance, already has a couple big reunions. He's got to meet with Tyrion, he's got to meet with Brienne again, and he's got to have a reunion with Bran, which is probably going to be the most fun of them all. But that's just one character. Jon has to have a reunion with Sansa. We've already seen a little bit of a teaser for that. I think that this new scene with them arriving happens right after that. Like, Jon walks through the gate with Daenerys and their small little group. He walks up to greet Sansa first, then turns around and says, "This is Daenerys Stormborn," introducing her, and she walks up with Ser Jorah. There's the wide shot of Winterfell with the logo over it, but I can't tell if this is new footage or if it's just old footage that they've repurposed from Season 7, Episode 1, because it looks very similar, and you don't see any of the Dothraki, you don't see any of Daenerys' dragons in here, and even though it's just speculation, I think it's pretty plausible that Jon would advise her not to come through the gates with a giant show of force. Like, you don't see any of the Dothraki in the background here this shot anyway, so all of them are probably just waiting outside somewhere. But I cannot wait to see how everyone at Winterfell reacts when Daenerys flies in with her dragons, even if she does just land them outside the castle walls. Also, not sure if this shot of Drogon riding into frame with the Dothraki is a repeat from Season 7 Episode 4 in the Field of Fire, or if it's actual new footage from them down near King's Landing. Because winter has come as far south as King's Landing, I would be very surprised if there's this much greenery down there right now. Most of the bigger reunions I think will be happening first. Like Arya Jon is a really big reunion that'll happen relatively early in the episode, if it's not happening also in the courtyard here, because they're trying to mirror that opening scene from Season 1 Episode 1 in the pilot when Robert first rode in and you get to meet all of them. Like Robert walks up, meets Ned Stark, they hug it out, then you meet Cersei, then you meet all the other Lannisters. For those of you asking about the actual big Season 8 trailer, I talked a little about that during my Sandor Clegane Hound Season 8 promo that I posted a little while ago earlier today, so I'll link that at the end of this. But for the most part, not expecting that first real big trailer till the end of the month. But what'll probably happen next is because we have all this Stark stuff happening at Winterfell, is they'll do a similar type of teaser with a little bit of footage for what's going on down at King's Landing with Cersei. But she has the Golden Company coming, Euron Greyjoy is coming back, so there's still a lot of stuff happening down there while you're having all these reunions up at Winterfell and they start to plan for the attack of the Night King and the White Walkers. So just a reminder that everything that we've seen, all the footage, is from the opening scene in Season 8, Episode 1. The difference in the trailers that they drop is that they usually contain footage from all over the season, so you'll get stuff from the later episodes too. The only thing they'll probably try to hold back are like the really big twists and the footage from the finale, just to try and keep it as much of a mystery as possible. Although I think by the time we get there, we'll have a pretty good sense for where things are headed. There's a whole bunch of other Season 8 promos that I haven't posted yet, so I'll work through those in the next couple of weeks. Leave all your requests in the comments below, or if you have any specific questions about the footage in this video. But I know you have a lot of questions about the Watchmen footage that they dropped too. I don't think that's going to drop either till like August, maybe sometime during the summer, but because it's in this trailer, this is their 2019 trailer, it'll probably happen relatively quickly after Game of Thrones airs, because I think Watchmen is supposed to be like their next big genre series until they start dropping episodes for the Game of Thrones prequel, and we probably won't get footage for that until after Game of Thrones Season 8 is done. They'll be filming the pilot for the prequel series sometime in February, I think. But what'll happen is most of my Game of Thrones videos between now and April will be about the main series. If there's any like real big news or any footage or anything for the prequel series, I'll do separate videos for that. So be sure to leave your requests if you have special videos you want me to make. Right now, all I really know about the Watchmen series is that Jeremy Irons is playing an older version of Ozymandias. So based on how old he is, that gives you a pretty good idea for how much time has passed since the events of the original Watchmen movie. So this is taking place many years after that. But separate from Game of Thrones, they will be doing a lot of previews for this because they want to hype it up as much as possible before their premiere. Right now, I am planning on doing episode videos for Watchmen the same way I would do for Westworld or for Game of Thrones or any other HBO series, but we got a lot of stuff coming. I'll name a new giveaway winner when I post new Game of Thrones. Click here for my new Clegane Bowl Season 8 promo, and click here for my playlist of all the other Game of Thrones promos I posted. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.